All see, let's get some thumbs up in the chat. Can we all see me? And can we all see, well, what I've got on the desk? And can you all hear me? More importantly, can you hear my stream? Now, there's always a bit of a delay. It's a bit of a delay between what I see on my screen and what you guys see on your screen. So just waiting for some thumbs up to go into the chat. Yeah, there we go. There's a thumbs up. Ollie's giving us a thumbs up. Fantastic. So you can all hear and see me. Fantastic. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Workbench Live, another edition of, well, doing something. Recently, I did the Hobby Boss BF110 fighter, and I did the decals, and that went quite well. And today, I thought it'd be nice to do something that I don't normally do, which is quick builds. Most of you probably know that I'm not really a massive fan of these. I understand where they have their place. They're a good introduction for beginners. They're effectively like Lego. I personally think that if you're going to start modeling, it would be better to start with an actual model kit. But for a easy transition, something that you're familiar with, this is not a bad shout. And, other people like them, and that's absolutely fine. If you like them, then you like them. That's good. So this was given to me for Christmas. It was actually a belated Christmas present. I got it on Friday. So this will probably be the quickest kit I build from getting to having completed. So hopefully within this stream, this should be completely done. And I might put it on my shelf or something. So let's just check the chat. Fenris is here. Hello, Fenris. Welcome. You were worried you were going to miss it, but you haven't. Calibear's here. You see me. Good. Hello everyone. Johann's here. Toaster. Iridium77. Yeah, it's basically a Lego Spitfire. So we could do it like a little bit of an unboxing. We've got the outside, which has this rather attractive image of a Spitfire, and you can see that it is effectively depicting what's in the box, because it's not really like artwork. It's sort of like a 3D render of the actual parts all put together. And then down here we've got our exploded diagram of how the parts go together. Flipping over to the back, we've got loads of information on the back here. So the exploded diagram's there again. We've got a display stand, no glue, no paint, just build. Designed in the UK, made in India, it says on the box of this one. And then we've got, I don't really know what these symbols mean. Is this information about this must be information about the aircraft. So one pilot. The length is 9.12 meters. The wingspan is 11.23. Wing area, 22.48. The weight of the aircraft is 2,182 kilos. Maximum speed was 571 kilometers an hour. What was that? Cruising speed. And then top speed is 925. Climb rate is 771 meters a minute. And then maximum height is 9,723 meters ceiling, and it was powered by one Rolls-Royce Merlin 2 V12. No speaking of armament or anything on there, probably make it a little bit more child-friendly. The edge here, it's a little flappy bit, so you can hang it up on the rail on a shelf. No glue, no paint, just build. No glue, no paint, just build. Oh, look, this side, it says here we've got recyclable material, box and bag, and we've got a flying hour as well. So if you're in the Airfix Club, you can still use these to count towards getting extra kits. What are the chances this is the one I boxed? I think what I was boxing was cars or trucks, and this says that it was made in India. Down there, made in India. So there's no chance that this is one I packed. So it could have all the bits, I hope. Right. Oh, Gary's here. Hello, Gary. Welcome to the stream. Come to join me as I build my quick build. I have built the F-22, I think, in the past. But I don't tend to do many quick builds. I tend to sort of re-gift them. Oh, no, I'm going to rip the box doing this. They're not easy to get open. There we go. They really don't want you to get in there, do they? Let's see what we've got. That's it. That's everything that's in there. You've got a bag of bits, so we'll have a look at them in a minute. Stickers! Look at that. Those look quite nice, don't they? For stickers, I mean, they're not the highest quality in the world. They are a little bit thick, naturally being stickers. and you can see the printing sort of dot matrix from when they were made. So they have been printed like on a inkjet printer or a laser printer, rather than transfers, which are normally silk screened, I believe. So there's the stickers. We'll put them on at the end. And we've got our instructions. So this is like a little brochure, collect them all. I built that one. I built that one many years ago, but I haven't had any of the others, I don't think. I did get given some quick builds from Airfix when I went to Margate, but I haven't had a go at them yet. Kevin says it would be cool if the kit length was 11.23 meters. I don't think it would fit in the box. I think it would be quite obvious, wouldn't it? All right then, let's have a look inside here. Oh, it folds out. Look at that. Where's the front? There's your sticker placement there. Sticker placement, fairly easy to do. And it says there's 34 pieces and there's 32 steps, so it's basically one step per piece. And you flip over to the first side here, and we've got just generic sort of Lego instructions, aren't they? Quite colourful. It tells you which bits you got to do, when you got to do it, and yeah, that looks relatively easy to follow. So let's get the bag open and see what we've got in the bag. Your Harrier didn't have any flying hours on it. That's a shame. They stopped doing it on some kits. I know they don't do it on the club kits because you're already in the club and they don't want you to get more flying hours almost like for free. That's the way I sort of see it. I need to find something to cut this open with. I wasn't prepared. Now I am prepared. I've got my knife here. Let's open the bag. Pick it all out and see what we have. Right, so there is the display stand, but it's a little bit scratched on the bottom. It's a little bit scratched on the top as well. Like, as a kid, you wouldn't be worried about that. You wouldn't be thinking, oh, my display stand's a bit scratched. But from a construction part point of view, you can see there's little marks and scratches on it, which is not ideal, but it's okay. It's livable. Moulding's all right. And a little arm there. Oh, is that it? Just the one arm? Just the one arm, actually. No, there should be two halves to the arm. There it is. There's the other half. So let's just do the display stand now. So we've got it made. And that's relatively simple. It just snaps together. So I am led to believe that this is compatible with Lego. So if you wanted to, for whatever reason, you could put your Lego bit, extra Lego stuff on it. But naturally, because it's such a restrictive design in the sense that you're basically only going to be able to ever make a Spitfire out of this, then it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult. I could always have ripped the bag open and then spend 10 minutes finding all the parts. Yeah, that would definitely make up some time on the stream, wouldn't it? Make it last a little bit longer. Right, so we've got all of our bits. They look all right. They look pretty good. There is some excess plastic. There's a bit of flash on them. So when we press them together, that will possibly get in the way. A little bit of excess plastic in a few places. Plastic is fairly sturdy. It doesn't feel overly cheap. Feels pretty good. Oh, and look, there's even, I wonder if I can get that on there. There is, even on the top there of the pieces, it says HH for Hornby Hobbies. That's a nice little touch, isn't it? You see that? Nice. Thunderbolt Model says he hasn't built a quick build yet, and it's realised it's just like Lego. Yeah, it's basically Lego. That's effectively what it is. I think the Lego patent ran out some years ago, which means that now there are so many facsimiles of it. Hello, Oliver. Oliver's here. Welcome to the stream. Yes, you do still need tools, it would appear. Right, first step. First step is to put together the red bits. They look a bit orange on the paper, but I'm assuming that they mean the red one. So I need a long one, and I push a small bit in that end. The clutch is quite good. That's not bad. And then I need a shorter one. Oh, no, wait, this doesn't... Wait, what's going on here? Yeah, no, what? Yes, no. I read it wrong. That's right. That goes like that. And then the really long one, he says, there's a really long one. I can't be missing a bit, surely. What's this for? One is... No, I've already got the long one in my hand. Oh my word, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Right. I used to build Lego loads as a kid, but obviously I've lost touch. There, that's what we should have now. We should have that. Gundam Baxter, you love my videos? Thanks very much. Please keep uploading. I will try my best. Naturally, it can be quite difficult to find time to create videos. It's quite a time-consuming activity, actually. Because if you think about it, I generally do an unboxing where I look inside the box of the kit and see what it's like. And that's a video in itself. So it takes time to make that video and then upload it and edit it and all that sort of stuff. And then you've got the actual build of the video. Sorry, the build of the model in video. And that takes quite a while because you can't just treat it like you would normally build. You just chuck some paint on. You've got to plan the shot and then think about the bit that you're going to do next. And then after you've done that, you've got to do some research and photo editing and then edit it all together. That can take a long time. Sometimes I script things as well or plan shots, do a shooting list. So that's quite time consuming. And then the actual edit itself, it can take up to 6 hours sometimes to edit short videos. Sometimes I have to come back to it a couple of days later and have another go because it just, oh, I've lost a bit there. It takes just quite a while to do things. And then naturally don't forget that I've got a full-time career and a family. So it is hard finding time. Right, so we need to join together the tail surfaces. And you can see that they've done quite a good job of putting together sort of the representation. It's not just blank bits. They've actually molded the aileron or the elevators, and they've got some texture on, and it looks pretty good. Ah, Caliber, thank you so much for the super chat, or was that a sticker? But yeah, thank you so much. You're so generous. Gary's here. Hello, Gary. Welcome to the stream. Prestigious Cowboy says that Quickbuild is so annoying. You love the normal ones where you need to use glue. Yeah, I suppose quick builds are quick, aren't they? So you're done. Like, if I wasn't talking to you guys and reading the stream and stuff, I probably could do this in probably about 10 minutes. Is that the next bit? No. Is that the next bit? Yes, because it's got sort of a representation of a tail wheel. That's not scale accurate, I don't think, but it's a representation. Put that on there like that. That's pretty secure, isn't it? That's not bad. Fenris says that editing is the most time-intensive part as well. Lots of work goes into that. All my respect to those who slog through it all. Yes, it is a challenge sometimes. I find that one of the hardest things is even just getting the music that I want to use in the video. Right, now we need that bit. And that bit goes on like that. So they have done quite a good job of thinking about the design because everything matches up. Everything's got a sensible place to go. That's not too bad. And then I need to put on another big brown bit. I think it's this bit here. That's the cockpit then, isn't it? We don't have a pilot. That's a bit of a shame. Come on you go. Click. On there like that. So this is the cockpit area by the looks of it. And then the next bit is... Oh, we can put that to one side now, and we're going to move on to getting the big bit under the wing. And we need a small black wheel part, I think. And that goes on there. I think. That's what it looks like it goes. He says. Oh, yeah, it does go on there, like that. There you go. And then that goes on to the lower wing. And there's a little hole here for the landing gear to stick through. So I imagine you can see it from the other side. There you go. See, like that. That's all right, isn't it? There's some recessed panel lines on this side. which are quite reminiscent of the Spitfire Mark 1 in the regular 1/72 scale range. I imagine with some weathering that would come up quite nice. Okay, so next bit. We're going for all the brown parts first. Is it that? That one. This is, so they get very shallow. The clutch isn't so good on the wings because it's got narrow. So I'm hoping, because it's got this lip here, that the next bit will help hold that on more, which is the green part that looks like that. He says, dropping it. It is a little bit oily, actually. The plastic is a little bit greasy, ever so slightly. I can feel it on my fingers. Flying without a pilot, yes, Johan, it would appear that this aircraft is flying without a pilot because there's no pilot included, and I don't think you can do a wheels down version, which is a bit disappointing. Wheels up only, Adam says. That's a shame. Right, that's that. What's next? That bit in the middle, brown bit there. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. Everything fits all right. There you go. So that's one of the wings. And then what are we going to do next? The other side. So we need this brown bit and the other wheel. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that that one goes on there just like before. He says if he can find the correct bit. There we go, like that. Ash is asking, are Quickbuilds made for weathering? I don't think that they're made for it, but I don't think there's anything stopping you from doing it. If you want to have a go at weathering it, then, you know, by all means have a go. And if I'm honest, it's probably a good idea to have a go at weathering something like this, which was easy to assemble, and then, you know, learning some skills before moving on to an actual plastic model kit. So I wouldn't say there's any issue with it. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, glue this together if you wanted it permanent, and then you could repaint it if you wanted to. Naturally, repainting it would be easy because you've already got all the lines to follow. Right, I've lost where I was up to now. So I've done that. I think this goes onto the bottom, and you can see it through the wheel like that. Come on, snap in. Right, no, spot the problem? That doesn't go on there like that, does it? That obviously doesn't go on there like that. Alright then. Let's try again, shall we? That was my light arch moving there, by the way. I've got my plastic light arch, which is giving me lighting to see what I'm doing. My homemade one. Right, it must be like that. Where's the wheel? There. That's how it must go. Yeah, and this is longer because it's got the middle part on it, whereas that's got like a tab that goes over the top. But we'll finish this bit first. So we've done that. I have a greetings from a puppy. You've got a puppy there with you. That's nice. Good for company. That's that one. And then, oh, wait, what? You told me to put this. No, I've totally just gone off I've not read the instructions here. I've done my own thing. Right, I can fix it though. But yeah, so that had a little lip to go underneath the brown bit, and I was like, well, how does that go in there? But it's just because I didn't read the instructions. It actually tells you any instructions to do the brown bit, then put it onto the bottom. So we just need to finish the tip. Done the tip. Then we need to do this main bit here, like that. There we go. And does that just clip together? It does. Like that. That's quite big, actually. That's quite a big wingspan. Right. And what's next? Let's just check the chat. I haven't used cement on this one yet. Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get that off. But This is like a practice run. Maybe I'll cement it later. Where does this go? This goes on the inside. We need to have that to one side now. Don't know why there's a red bit there. Put that there, and we need to build up this bit. So on step 18, it's this, like that, and then that one, and that needs to be pointing, that's the right way, and then that goes on the bottom there, I think, like that. That's it. And then this goes onto our lower wing half, like, is that correct? Is that the only way it can go? Must be the only way it can go. That? No, I must go like that so it matches the bottom. Right, happy, done that. Wow, we've got 133 people watching the stream. Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad that you could find some time to spend with me this evening. I'm very grateful that you could. Are you guys building something at the moment whilst I do this? Who's got something on the workbench right now? Gary says it looks about 1/60th scale. Yeah, it might be even bigger than that. It's almost 148. Not so sure about these wings though. They don't seem to want to stay put together. I might need to glue it. Right, where are we up to? I've lost my place. The bottom of the nose goes onto there, like that. And then the red bit. We need the red bit. Red bit goes on the inside, but it goes that way round, like that. And holds it all together. Snap. And yep, I've done that. That was right. The green bit, this bit here, can go 1, 2, 3 back like that. Oh, come on. Yeah, the clutch isn't amazing on this. It's okay, but when you're moving it around, it sort of falls apart a little bit. What's next now? Done that, done that. Tail bit can go on. Tail bit goes onto there. Maybe I need to clean up some of the parts because I did notice a little bit of flash in a few places, which is probably getting in the way. And there is a little sink mark there as well in that bit of plastic. And then after that, tail is done. Green bit goes onto there. No, it doesn't. It goes on that way. Like that. And then what's next? I need to turn over the page. That's what needs to happen. Black bit for the engine. Engine exhaust goes onto that single prong there. Like that. And then we need to assemble our spinner, which doesn't take much because it's just that. It's just the one peggy bit into the bottom of the stud. He says, easier said than done. Come on. That's it. And then that drops into the little hole like that. That's definitely going to come off. 100% that's going to come off. Then the green bit goes on the top to hold it in place. At least you've made it so you can spin it around. Oh no. Well, that works, doesn't it? That's all right. And I haven't done that bit yet. That must go on that way around. Like that. No pilot. No pilot to put in there, but your canopy goes on. And then the engine radiator bit goes on that way around. Look at that. So that, with the display stand inserted, there's my Spitfire. Wonderful. Oh. Cool. Oh, Jack's hit skill level 2. There's your little shout out there. Congratulations for hitting skill level 2. Thanks so much for joining in. I greatly appreciate that. I have one spare bit left over. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. 170? Is it 170 people watching right now? That's crazy if it is. Let's just have a quick check. 170 people. That's crazy. I'm so glad that you've all decided to just tune in as I have a go at building this. Right. I'm not 100% happy about these bits not really sticking together. They're a little bit raised up and not so like together. But I'm not going to glue it down. I'm just going to crack on. So we need to do stickers now. What's the other small red bit, Gary? I think it's just a spare bit. I think Airfix anticipates the spinner because I used it on the spinner, but I think you can just do that, and now it's loose on the inside. So I need to. Oh, I really wish I'd done that now. Get that back out, and then I imagine the children that bit in there would get lost. So they've given me a spare one, just in case I decide to keep pulling it off and losing it. There we go. Put that back on there. And now we've got to reassemble it. Yeah, so I think that spare bit is... I wonder if I could hide it somewhere inside the plane so I don't have to put it somewhere special. There didn't seem to be any space to put it. Maybe in the tail? Oh, no, I've already put those bits together. They've sort of snapped it in place. All right, no worries. We'll just move on. Oh, come on, I keep putting this one the wrong way around. That one goes on that way around. So yeah, what do you think? It doesn't look too bad, does it? It looks like a Spitfire. Relatively simplified. The detail is on there. We've got panel lines. Got no aerial mast, and you can't put the wheels up. Sorry, you can't put the wheels down. But it's not bad detail-wise. It comes with a little display stand, which is quite nice. You can have that on your shelf. And hang it from your ceiling if you wanted to. And the propeller is relatively free spinning, which is quite nice. That's pretty good, isn't it? I wonder if it flies. I don't think it... Oh, see, look, that's what I mean. Like, you hold it by the wings, it just sort of comes unattached. But from a trim point of view... See, it doesn't like that. It's very taily. So you would need to add weight to the nose if you were going to try and make it fly. But looking down the wings, the sort of airflow profile doesn't look amazing. But yeah, it's not bad, is it? It's not a bad product. I think these were retailing for, what, 7, 8? No, it's probably more like tenner. More like £10 in a well-known discount supermarket here in the UK over the Christmas period. If you check out my link down below, which is an affiliate link, and you can, if you go onto the Airfix website using that affiliate link, you can support me for free. Obviously, provided you buy something from the Airfix website, I will get a commission thereupon. So if you're going to buy anything from Airfix, use my link to go to the website. And I would be very appreciative because you'd be helping the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. The products that you buy on the website will still be the same price as they would have been if you bought them. It just means that because I've referred you effectively to the website, you get to support me, and it helps me get more kits to build and show on the channel and get new equipment. Over the last couple of years, I've managed to buy this new webcam, for example. Webcam wasn't cheap, but it's a really nice one. It's 4K. Calabear's hit skill level 2. Thank you very much. Oh, there's another one. Someone else has hit skill level 2. Who's hit skill level 2? South African Lego fan has hit skill level 2. Skill level 1, sorry. Thank you so much. I'm just checking the comments here. Dave's currently building a Embraer 190 in BA livery. Nice. And a Red Arrows Hawk. Very cool. NH says it's a nice way to get kids into building models. Yes, I agree. It's quite a good way to get them interested in, because they're not so sort of blocky as Lego toys, are they? This actually looks like the thing it's supposed to look like. You don't have to use too much imagination to pretend that it does. Looks good for Lego. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Crazy Loke is in the chat. Welcome. So, stickers. Let's talk about stickers. Where do they go? And it's pretty obvious where they go because it's the same places as on most Spitfires. So we've got our roundels, which go on the wings and will help glue it together a little bit, I would hope. And that one goes about there. That seems very big. Shouldn't, maybe I'll put it to, no, that's about right. Yeah, that's it. That goes on there, like that. Nice. And then, oh yeah, you still get club discount. If you're a member of the club, you can still get club discount on the website. Naturally, I think club discount isn't available on every item on the Airfix website, but most of them. And then that goes on there, like that. So there's me roundels on the wings. My country code flash on the tail. Oh, just which one I picked up there? Number 4. Number 4 goes on this side. Goes on like that. Yep. Red faces the front of the plane on these. The French have it in the opposite direction, I believe. They have it blue first. Oh, these stickers, although sticky, they're not massively sticky. They can be removed. I've taken this one off a couple of times now. I know I said about the detail earlier, but there's no rudder markation. There's no, if you look on the rudder, it's just one big bit of plastic. On the tail here, you had the aileron, sorry, not the aileron, the elevators have molded lines there, so you can see where they are. But on the rudder, there's nothing. I feel like they could have done that, but they haven't, so here's what it is. And then we've got our aircraft codes go on the side. So this one, I might have to take the stand off. This one goes on this side with the G underneath there, like that. And then running it down to the end of the aircraft. There it is, like that. Nice. And then the other side. We are going to put on this one, and the E just comes to the edge of there by the looks of it. Maybe a bit further forwards. Like that. That's kind of ballpark. The two roundels on the Spitfire in real life should pretty much line up next to each other. That one's a bit too high. But, you know, that'll do. And then there's one more sticker to put on. And this yellow square, or diamond, because it's going to go on looking more like a diamond, is a chemical or gas detection paper. And memory of the First World War and the gas that was used in that was quite prevalent. And it was believed that in another war, it would get used. And RAF aircraft at the beginning of the war had these detector papers attached to the aircraft in places where the pilot could see it. So if you look, the pilot would be sitting here, he could see it on his left wing there. The paper is saturated with something that when it detects certain chemicals or gases or toxins, it will change colour. It's a detector paper. It shows when it's been detected. And the pilot would look out and go, that's changed colour. There's some sort of contaminant or gas in the air. I need to put on my gas mask. And that's why we see them in early aircraft. We don't see them so much in later aircraft because by that point, I think the threat of gas was minimum. It hadn't been used, so they weren't too worried about putting them on. But yeah, that was an interesting little bit of history, that. Some aircraft had different shaped ones in slightly different places. The Spitfire had a square on the wing. And there it is. It's done. It's complete. So I wasn't sure about putting the stickers on. I thought that I would probably maybe re-gift this, but now I've put the stickers on, that's not going to be possible. Other things I know don't necessarily have as many stickers, or they're easier to put away. I think a car that I did a little while ago didn't have any stickers, but that one could just be put away. But yeah, it's done. I might give this to my kids, let them play with it. It's not very sturdy. It doesn't want to stay together too much. It might be worth gluing it together. But it's done. What do you guys think of this? What do you think of the Quickbuilds? Good? Good product? It's about 1/48 scale, I'd say. I've got a 1/72 scale Spitfire here. Have I? Yeah. No, that's a Hurricane. No, that's a Spitfire. That'll do. That's 1/72 scale Spitfire there. So yeah, I'd say that's more or less 1/48. You compare the sizes. Laser Bomb says he's always wondered what the yellow square was. Yeah, just a little bit of detector paper. That's all it is. When did I do this one? Oh, that was my super glue challenge one. You can see the gaps. It's not very good, but yeah, painting was all right though. Did I freehand that? I think I freehanded the painting on that one. Turned out all right. I kind of suck at freehand camouflage at the moment. I need to get more practice with it. That one doesn't look too bad, but I've been really struggling recently. Let's just take a quick look at the chat. So how long did that take me? That took me 35 minutes to complete that. Not bad, is it? Let's take a look at the chat. More of a toy, but funny for a stream. Yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed watching me struggle to put together some Lego effectively. I do have something else that I can build in a similar stream. So if you'd be interested, and I'll show you what I've got. I just need to go get it. If you'd be interested, let me know in the comments or put a thumbs up in the chat. There we go. So I did a video on something similar to this not long ago, or maybe last year, the year before. I get given these as gifts. They're quite good fun. So this is a Rick and Morty Smith Family Garage Rack. It is basically Lego type of deal. And we've got a figure in there, 2 figures in there, and it's all assembly. So I could do that on a future... Everything's just fallen down in my cupboard. Lovely. I could do that in the future. See, it says here, compatible with other brands. So I could put it on there, but I'm not going to. Construction sets. So yeah, let me know. Thumbs up in the chat. Yeah, some people will be interested in. Oh, Sam Reed's given us a donation. Thank you so much for the donation. It means so much to me that you guys have come out this evening to take a look at me struggle to build some Lego. South African Lego fan, you want to send some pictures of an aircraft you're working on Instagram? Yeah, if you want. It's usually a bit better to send it on the Discord server into the work in progress channel. That way I'm more likely to see it. Morrowind is asking, do I plan on buying any more Mr. Craft kits? I have a couple in the stash. I'll see if I can fish them out quickly. Oh, no, it's gone bad. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard all of that, but everything pretty much fell down. My stash is built like Tetris. It's very difficult to get in and out sometimes. So let's just move those things out of the way. So I've got this. I don't remember doing a unboxing on this yet, but I have this one. It's the Aichi Type 99 Pearl Harbor kit, and it's, well, what do you expect from Mr. Craft? It's okay. It's not the best kit in the world. You can see it in there. Got one clear bit floating around inside the box. The panel lines are recessed, and, well, it's okay. It's not a very clean kit. It's not very well looked after. There's little marks on it and stuff. Lots of flash. I think it's something to do with the formula of the plastic they've used. It's not amazing. it's okay. I'm sure you'll be able to build a relatively a representation of the aircraft. I think it'll be okay, but I'm not expecting wonders from that. So I've got that one to do. And this one actually looks pretty good. It's quite a big box actually. This is the Devotine D520. This is 1/72nd scale again, and this one actually comes in a bag, which is a good thing. There is quite a lot of flash in there, which I'm sure you can see. The details are raised for the most part, so it's quite an old kit, but it doesn't look too bad on the whole. There is a pilot in there floating around, but he looks a bit questionable. If I can get him to face the camera. Yeah, he's not the best pilot in the world, but he's okay. Clear parts in there. So I'd be interested in having a go at this one. Comes with a few different paint schemes. French, German, what's that one? Italian, Bulgarian. The thing I did notice, because obviously I look through my kits periodically, is that on this one, I've even made a list of paint numbers to use. The transfers don't 100% seem to match up with the paint schemes. So, yeah, it's a matter of sort of maybe figuring out a different way of doing it exactly as per the instructions, but it is what it is. I don't think I've got any more. Oh no, I do. I have the IL2M from Mr. Craft somewhere lurking about, but I'm not entirely sure where that is at the moment. It might be in another box somewhere else, which I am not going to dig out at the moment. But other than that, that's it for Mr. Craft. Johan says he got a Yak 1M from Mr. Craft. I've got a Yak from Micro 72, I think. So some of you have probably seen these before. I got these a little while ago. They have been featured in the videos, stash videos. I got this one quite a while ago. That's probably the same one that you've had, Johan. I bet it's the same tooling. This is like a 1970s. You can see it there, plastic ZTS plastic on the side. It's got that old smell. ZTS plastic there. Look at that. Isn't that lovely though? Such a little bit of history. I struggle to read that. Old instructions. A little bit difficult to read. Faded, yellowed. Got that old smell. Let's keep going on forever. Opening them up. There is English here. And then if you flip over, we've got our instructions. So it says here that the control panel, I think if you cut that out and stick it on, that will give you your representation of a control panel. But I'm not too fussed about that. It's questionable that at best, even for a printed one. And then paint the insides. So the cockpit's reasonable. It's not bad. I've seen newer kits with less stuff on the inside. And then depending on which variant you want to do, there's two different canopies. So you have to cut that bit off and cut that bit off to stick that bit on. If you're going to do the, I think it's the earlier version. Landing gear goes down, but I bet you could probably put it up. Or could you? I don't know actually, it might not fit. And then it says here you need a 12mm bit of sprue or wire. No, that's a pin, isn't it? They've cut a pin to put it into there. I will probably just stretch some sprue for that. And it's saying heat that bit. Heat that. Right, okay, so you need to hold that over. On this step here, it says that you need to melt the end here, I think, to make a sort of rivet so that this can be glued in there and still spin. Right, okay, interesting. So there's the transfers. You can see that they've yellowed. They haven't really survived. They could be usable. I would need to bleach them effectively in some UV light, possibly save them. And then there's the kit, still in its original bag by the looks of it. Detail is of the raised nature, generally not too bad for the age of the kit. Bit flash. It should make an interesting model to build at some point in the future. I'm just sort of saving it, waiting for a good time to do it. Right, and then there's one more thing that's probably worth showing you. Talking about old kits, I've got this Heller Rico edition of the Messerschmitt BF109. You can see the box has suffered. It's not in the best of state. I think it cost me like £3. So it wasn't too fussed about that. It's a bit sticky on the back there. The sticky tape has disintegrated and it's left a sticky mark. Isn't very nice. But we open the box. Everything is in the plastic bag. So the plastic bag has pretty much kept it safe all these years. Oh no, there's instructions there. So some of these instructions are just printed. Like that. A bit difficult to read, but these are probably English versions of the French version that's in here. I imagine all of this is in French, so this is the English translation. And then in there, the moulded parts look pretty good. Raised again for the age of the kit. Lots of little rivets and things though, so it looks pretty convincing. And there was even, down here, you can see there was even a little sachet of glue. But that has, unfortunately, expired. It's disintegrated over time. Dried out and snapped. But that's interesting, isn't it? The canopy, probably as a result, has become a little bit foggy. There's, marks on it. So that's a shame. But I'll still use it. So use it as part of the kit to build. Yeah, it looks all right. Transfers are in there. I can't really see from here, but because the paper's still on top of them. But I'm going to put money on them basically being dead. They probably won't be serviceable for use. But yeah, that's an interesting kit that I'd like to have a go at some point in the future. With that old smell again. Right, let's put that away. So this has sort of become a little bit of a quick build plus impromptu unboxing as well. Quite fun. After this though, I've got to go and make sure I put everything back in the cupboard because everything's fallen down. Gary says he loves the idea of quick builds. I like the idea of them. I just, I think for me, the satisfaction, well, it was half an hour, wasn't it? It was half an hour of building and now it's complete. Naturally, if you're a child, I'm sure that the display stand would come off and now you're running around the room having a dogfight with potentially a BF109 version that you managed to get. So, I mean, that's quite nice. I love how much that spins. That's such a good design for that. And then as you get older, you could potentially use these to do modeling techniques on because I imagine you're probably not going to be too attached to them, especially as there's probably millions of these out there now. They've made an awful lot of these over the years. But they're not exactly, valuable or rare. So you could, if you wanted to, get another one to do stuff to it. It's so much bigger than the 1/72 scale Spitfire. Yes, Jeff, it was a little bit of a show and tell. It's quite nice. It's quite nice showing you what I've got in the stash. I forget what I've got in the stash. People say, have you got this? Have you got that? People keep asking me to do an ME262, and I have got an ME262 from Revell, and I always forget that it's in there, and it's just a matter of finding the right time to do it, I think. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Spitfire 747, love those really old kits. Yeah, I do too. I love vintage kits because you're not going into it expecting it to be amazing. It's already dated, so you have that. There's no real pressure, I'd say, to do an amazing job of it because it's never going to be amazing compared to a BF109G that was released, new tooling like last year, for example. Crazy Locust says the Hella kit would make a great video on how to rescue an older kit with yellow decals. Yeah, I've also got the Matchbox Tunnon, which the transfers in that have basically disintegrated, so I still haven't saved them yet, so I might have to do that shortly. Mark has dropped in. He wants to say how much he loves the channel. Thanks so much. Started model making and my videos are a great help. I'm glad that you find my videos helpful. My aim really is to just help people along, share my journey with you. And if one of my videos inspires just one person to pick up a model kit, then that's a success, isn't it? South African Lego fan, you've joined the server, so you're on Discord, but you're struggling to verify your account. There are some tutorials and help articles online. So if whatever the problem is, if you Google it, there should be a help article there that can guide you through how to fix it. What's my next build, Simon? Simon asks, what's my next build? Are you asking what my the next thing I'm physically going to build is? Or do you mean what's my next video build? Because it can take a year or more to get a build video made and then released. I'm still working on the Mr. Craft Barry Fulmer video, and I made that probably about 18 months ago. The kit was made 18 months ago, and I'm still working on the actual edit for that one. So it's depending on the model, depending on what happened in the video, it can take quite a while. If I'm waiting for other people to contribute as well, it can be a bit of a delay. So coming up soon, I have the nail polish challenge where I build a model kit just using nail polish. You should see that over the next couple of weeks. Build wise, I've just finished the Hobby Boss BF110. Here it is. I've got it right next to me. Let's move that out of the way. So there it is. This one was done with all hand painted. Everything was done with a brush. And I tried doing a wet blending technique on this one, on the camouflage, to do the mottling. Not entirely sure I've quite cracked that technique. It looks okay. If I'd made this probably about 4 years ago, I'd be thinking it looks amazing. It's the best work ever. But at the moment, I'm not entirely sure. Done a little bit of weathering on it as well to mess it up a little bit, make it a bit untidy. But yeah, generally not a bad kit. You can build it quite quickly. A few inaccuracies. I think the tail gun here is massive. I don't think it was that big in real life. I know it was quite a big gun, but I don't think it was that big. So yeah, but not a bad build, to be honest. So that one's been done, and I'll need to edit it at some point in the future. Whatever else have I got? I'm still working on a Curtis P40 Tomahawk in 1/48 scale for the group build on my Discord server, but that one's been throwing a few curveballs. Not the kit itself, more my process has been throwing some curveballs, particularly regards the paint scheme. So I've ordered some paint masks, and I'm going to see what they're like, and I'm just waiting for them to turn up. What else have I done recently? Oh, the models for Hero Spitfire. That's coming out. Well, it needs to be edited, but that should be out sooner rather than later, I hope, if I can find time to do it. And what else? The Revell TA152. If you've watched my worst and best kits of 2022, it was the worst kit I built, but it's in the process of being edited into a video as well. Will you consider taking a look at the Airfix links? I have one. I think Airfix gave me one. I think I've got one in the stash. Yeah, I just checked. I'm pretty sure I've actually got two. I've got one that I managed to pick up from a recycling centre for £2, which is amazing. And I managed to get one from Margate when I went up for the visit, but that one was a free sample. So I'll build that as appropriate when I get around to it. So I've actually got 2 copies of the links. Oh, Miss Modeler's here. She's like, oh, you're live. I am alive. Yes, I'm still here. I was just talking about this, Miss Modeler. Something that I've got in the stash that you'll probably appreciate is this really old Hella BF109. It's got the old glue packet inside of it. It's dead now, but it was there. Just having a quick drink. It's chamomile tea. Got my chamomile tea this evening. Doesn't look very appetizing, but it's all right. It was either that or Ovaltine because it's getting closer to bedtime. And I have another Hella kit. You might have seen it. Miss Model is a fangirl of Hella. There we go. There's my other Hella kit. This one has already had an unboxing made. It is out on the channel if you want to take a look at it. Looks like quite a nice model. This is, I want to say like Humbrol Hella age. Very similar to Airfix kits of the time. The same transfer sort of deal. They look okay. They look usable, so I can still use them. Clear parts are in there with a few spares that have fallen off of the sprue. And then the rest of the parts here. So quite an old looking tooling. Everything's raised. Everything's quite simple. Quite a lot of my experience of Hella kits has been this sort of style of kit. I can't remember what the tooling date was. I'm sure someone will pop it in the chat. But it shouldn't be too difficult of a kit to do. You can see they molded it in a silvery colour. But I will end up painting it. I might use spray cans on this actually because it'll be quite easy to do. And the paint schemes. Oh, look at the paint scheme. Looking at the wrong side. So you've got a French one and a Norwegian one, and the only real difference being the French one has got a few more bits and pieces here on the nose and on the tail, and well, they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much identical. Not a massive fan of having it split down the middle, half and half. That's the bottom, that's the top, because I don't really like that. But that's a cost-saving measure I'm sure that they took. Yeah, so I might just have to refer to artwork and photos to do the paint scheme on that one. She says she's not a fangirl, she's a massive simp. What else have we got in the chat then? Wayne Welly's here. Hello, welcome to the stream. I need to just make my mouse work so I can scroll up and down. Reluctant Warrior, hello. Likewise, your videos have helped in my slipping back into the hobby after a dry spell. Wishing me all the best. Keep the channel running. Thank you so much. Like I said, if you're interested in buying anything from Airfix, there's an affiliate link in the description. It doesn't cost you anything, but anything that you do buy, I get a kickback, and it will help support the channel. You'll help support the channel for free. Alternatively, if you are new here, you can subscribe, leave a comment and a like. It will help other people see this video, and turning those notifications on would be massively appreciated so you don't miss when my videos go live. But we are coming up to an hour. We have been here together, spending some time together for an hour now. And in that time, I think you'll agree, we've had a rather pleasant time of it. I've managed to build my Quickbuild Spitfire. That's now done. I've shown you a few other bits and pieces that I've got in the stash. I've managed to knock things over in my cupboard, so I've got to go and tidy that up now. And I will just do one last look through the comments if there's anything there burning that people want to know. What got me into building in the first place? I think as a child, there was a lot of TV programs which featured models, like Thomas the Tank Engine, Thunderbirds, that sort of stuff. So you kind of just want to replicate that. And when I went to the Imperial War Museum, I think I was probably about 10 or 11, I picked up an Airfix Hurricane. I still have it. I made a video about it. So if you want more information, go and take a look at that video. But let's just say that I was hooked from that point on, and I've built an awful lot of models. I would say that my interest would primarily be in model trains. I would love to have a model railway layout, a proper one. But, I do like building ships, tanks, planes as well. So I don't think that if I did have the space, I would totally neglect one or the other. I would still do these, and I would do trains as well. It would be like a 50-50 split. Crazy Loca's got the idea. Hit the thumbs up, ring the bell. He says, wash your hands, you've all been playing with your roundels. Yep. Can I do a room tour? Not at the moment. It is something that I was considering doing soon. I've recently managed to get some new workspace stuff. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. I just need to get a new chair. I'm in the process of upgrading my work area effectively. So a room tour is something that could happen in the future. Gary says it's a great stream. Thanks so much for joining us, Gary. Thanks for everyone who turned up this evening. CAF Aussie says that the stress of exams are a little bit alleviated by watching mine and Uncle Night Shift videos. Yep, I'm glad that we've helped. When do you think your next video will be? My next video will be on Friday. Most Fridays. My aim is to try and release a video every Friday. Or thereabouts. General rule of thumb at the moment is that if it's under 10 minutes, it will just be a straight upload. It will just pop up in your notifications and it will be there for you to watch. If it's over 10 minutes, it will be a premiere where you can chat with me in the chat. And we can all watch it together when it goes live. I just don't think that anything under 10 minutes is really worth pulling people away from what they're doing. So I've made that arbitrary 10-minute mark. If it's under 10 minutes, it'll just be an upload. If it's over 10 minutes, you'll be able to have a premiere and chat with me. What airbrush kit would I recommend at a fair price? If you take a look at the airbrush videos I've made, that should give you an indication of where my thoughts are. I would always suggest that you go for something like a compressor with a tank. And maybe the best system that you can afford, because if you end up buying something cheap over time, you'll find that you need something a bit better. The one I've got with a tank has a valve which you can adjust the pressure. It's got a moisture trap, and I've actually got an Evolution airbrush, which is my good one, but I've got 4 airbrushes, so they vary from really cheap up to quite expensive. So buy the best that you can afford, but I would suggest getting something with a tank. However, you saw recently my portable airbrush system that I've been using, and I've used that quite a bit over the last couple of weeks just to get to grips with it after I made the video, get a bit more experience, and it still works absolutely fine. So I'm quite pleased with that one. It doesn't take too long to charge, and the batteries are really easy to change. I don't have it here with me right now; it's not accessible, but the video is on my channel. Yeah, take a look at the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, check the links under the video. That's the way they go, under the video. And you can come join the Discord, and there's loads of people in there. If I'm not there to help you, we've got a great mod team, and the community in general will be able to point you in the right direction. That might be a long debate. Yeah. How do you even empty a moisture trap? It's got a little valve on it. You just sort of tap it, and it blows the moisture out if there's pressure in the tank. And Ollie, I think this will be my last question. What's the single best model you've ever built? The single best? Oh, they're all so different. They all have their little quirks and their little charms. Last year, 2022, I said that the best kit I built was the Master Box Camel Rider. Which I have here. It's right here. Because it put me out of my comfort zone. It was different to normal. It's fairly detailed. It took a little bit of thinking outside the box on how to paint it. I actually watched quite a lot of tutorials from other miniature painters like Midwinter Minis, Squidmar, Lila Mev, the Mini Witch, other channels like that who do wargaming, to get an idea on how to do figure painting, and then I took elements of that and implemented it into this build. So I'd say that was my best build last year. But it depends on your sort of enjoyment level as well. Like my Revell 1/72 scale Lancaster, because that was primarily hand painted for such a big model. That's like an achievement in itself. Or my Eduard Spitfire Mark 8, because You know, I did a collaboration with Ed Nash's Military Matters, and it looked amazing. It's one of the first kits that I airbrushed, and it had photo etch. And then it even goes down to something like this. I don't know if I can pull it off the shelf without ruining everything. A little bit of cobweb on there. Oh no, nudged it there. But this is a 3D printed Halo Pelican with some really tiny little Marines and a Warthog and things. I scaled them all to sort of be the right size for the little diorama base I made. That was all 3D printed. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, so I think there's just so many models that I have that I really like. Each one's different. Each one tells a story, and each one has a place in the modelling journey, as it were. Some of them are more memorable than others. Anyways, we've just done over an hour. I would like to say a massive thank you to you all for joining in and watching me mess about with this quick build. I will, in the future, look at doing another live stream where I make something else or show you some progress on something, or even just show you some stuff I've got in the stash. If you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments down below, because after the stream ends, the live chat will disappear. So let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see, ideas for live streaming. Don't forget, I've got a second channel where I also upload the odd gaming video. If I'm going to do any gaming streaming, it will occur over there. So you can hang out with me whilst I play, I don't know, Halo or War Thunder. Anyway, so massive thank you to you. I will see you all on the workbench again next time.